Something unusual is happening around the world, and most people are not noticing it. When a prime minister comes and starts asking citizens to
हमें पेट्रोल डीजल का उपयोग कम करना होगा। नए विदेशी प्रोडक्ट हमें नहीं खरीदने चाहिए। हम सोने के गहने नहीं खरीदेंगे। वर्क फ्रॉम होम इनको हमें फिर से प्राथमिकता देनी है। ज्यादा से ज्यादा मेट्रो में ही जाएंगे। वोकल फॉर लोकल के मंत्र को लेकर चले।
This is not a normal speech. The government usually makes these appeal when they see the problem beneath the surface arriving. Countries often start preparing citizens psychologically before bigger economic challenges arrive. But the scary part is, most people will completely ignore these signs. But you should understand that one global oil shock can quietly increase your EMI pressure, flight prices, and even your vegetable prices within a week. And by the time panic reaches to ordinary people, it's usually too late to handle calmly. Because the topic that we're discussing today, it's not about politics. It's about India's future, your job, industries. It's about your money. It's about global power shift and how countries survive during challenging times. And when you connect all the dots, you will realize that PM Modi's appeal is not random at all. They are deeply connected. So in this video, we will see how 7 appeals affect every citizen, how global powers are reacting smartly, how you should be prepared mentally, and how a smart investors behave during uncertain market times. So stay till the end. Namaste friends, I'm Rohini and you're watching the knowledge series of Fincash.com. The central idea behind making 7 appeals by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is to reduce India's vulnerability to external shocks. That's the real message. India still imports around 85% of its crude oil, massive amount of gold, edible oil, electronic components, fertilizers. This means that every global disruption can directly affect India. Petrol price rise, food becomes expensive, inflation increases, the rupee weakens, import bill rises, and when that happens, ordinary people is the first to suffer. And that is why these 7 appeals matter a lot to the common man, because they are not only connected to the economic defense but the daily life of a common man. Oil controls modern economy. India's energy problem is not just related to petrol pumps. Even online shopping depends on energy. Every truck, warehouse, cargo ship, and delivery network runs on fuel. Now think about India's position. India imports nearly 85% of its crude oil requirement. In FY24 alone, India spent over $130 billion on crude oil imports. So when oil prices rise globally, India spends more on dollars. Trade deficit worsens, rupee weakens, and inflation rises. And that is why Mr. Narendra Modi connected work from home, EV adoption, public transport, and fuel savings all together, because they are all interconnected. People think that these initiatives are separate, but this is one giant long-term strategy that is to reduce oil dependency. Now let us understand the impact of all these 7 appeals when we start following it. According to the International Energy Agency, one extra work from home globally can save around 170,000 barrels of oil daily. 3 extra work from home days can save nearly 5 lakh barrels daily. In India, even partial work from home adoption across all metro cities can reduce fuel consumption, lower oil imports, reduce traffic congestion, lower pollution, and reduce inflation pressure over time. So even if 10 million people skip one office commute weekly, then imagine the number of fuel we can save. So the work from home is economic and strategic decision, because countries that reduce energy dependency become more stable during war, oil crisis, shipping disruption, and global slowdowns. And honestly, this can become India's one of the biggest transformation in over 20 years. People think that support local is only patriotic branding, but economically it's much deeper. COVID taught us one brutal thing. that countries that cannot manufacture critical things become vulnerable more quickly. And that is why America is bringing semiconductor factories back. Europe wants energy independence. China is focusing heavily on domestic consumption. And India is trying to build electronics manufacturing, semiconductor ecosystem, defense production, battery manufacturing, railway infrastructure, renewable energy system. Because manufacturing is not just about business, it's about national security. If India manufactures more domestically, then there would be more jobs that stay inside India. Supply chains become stronger, export increases, and dependence on foreign countries reduces. Every locally manufactured product reduces dependence on foreign supply chain. Now, this doesn't mean that every self-reliance policy automatically succeeds. Sometimes protection can also create inefficiency. But after COVID and global uncertainties, most countries are choosing self reliance over pure efficiency. And that is why Make in India is not just a slogan anymore, it is becoming a survival strategy in a fragmented world. Now let us discuss about the gold appeal made by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is one of the most fascinating points because very few people understood why Prime Minister mentioned about gold. Indians love gold emotionally, but economically gold creates a hidden pressure. India imports huge quantities of gold using US dollars. And unlike factories or infrastructure, gold does not directly create productivity, manufacturing capacity, or exports. Now imagine millions of people are buying gold during uncertain times. Huge amounts of dollars flow out of India. That increases pressure on the rupee, trade deficit, and foreign exchange reserves. Because India needs dollar to import that gold. And when dollar demands rises sharply, the rupee can weaken further. This eventually makes fuel more expensive, imports costlier, and inflation harder to control. So when the Prime Minister was asking to reduce gold buying, he wasn't attacking the tradition. He was indirectly talking about the economic resilience, and it looks like most people completely missed this connection. Now let us understand about energy security. If India reduces oil import even by 5%, the country can potentially save billions of dollars annually in import cost. This will impact in lower pressure on the rupee, lower trade deficit, lower inflation risk, stronger foreign exchange reserves. If EV adoption, that is electric vehicle adoption, rises, India gradually reduces further petrol dependency. Every EV reduces fuel demand, lower oil imports, and improves long-term energy security. If India reduces unnecessary imports overall, then the dollar outflow reduces, domestic industries strengthen, local manufacturing increases, and employment generation improves. And all of this becomes critical during war, oil shocks, supply chain disruption, and global shutdown. So after hearing to the 7 appeal made by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, first question that most investor will have in their mind is what should they do? How should they plan? How should they take their next steps ahead? So here are few advices that you must consider. First is do not panic at all. Fear leads to panic selling, stopping SIP, chasing safe looking assets emotionally. Now most wealth destructions happen here because people react emotionally too fast by hearing to the news. The second important advice is do not stop your systematic investment plan. Markets usually recover before headlines improve. Historically, long-term SIP investors benefit the most during market volatility. Volatility feels uncomfortable, but it creates opportunity. Third advice is do not chase hot themes blindly. Defense, railways, manufacturing, EVs, renewables, they may benefit long term, but good sectors can still become bad investment at extreme valuation. So don't invest only because you hear them in headlines. The fourth advice is diversification matters a lot during uncertain time. Don't depend entirely on one asset or one sector or one narrative. Balanced investing matters more than prediction. For many investors, that means equity mutual funds, disciplined SIP, emergency saving, and limited gold exposure. Because national economic strategy and personal portfolio allocation are not always the same thing. A nation doesn't become economically strong because of policies. It becomes strong when millions of common people come together and make a smarter collective decision every single day. At the scale of 1.47 billion of people, the decision of 7 appeal made by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi can shape our future. This is not about politics, it's about resilience. Because the countries that survive uncertain times are not always the richest countries. They are the countries that prepare early, adapt faster, and reduce dependence before crises arrive. And maybe that is the real shift happening in India right now. And maybe the future generation, when they will look back to this period of time, they will realize that economic strength is not always about GDP growth. It's about how prepared a nation is when worlds become unstable. So let us collectively come and try as much as possible to follow the appeals made by the Prime Minister, because it is our future and it's also our country, and together we can do a better job each day.